Steve, we keep hearing that golfers aren't improving around the world. What's the main reason for that?
Well, from my experience, the main reason golfers aren't improving is because they're not going about a structured approach to improving. There's great advances in equipment, there's great advances in sports science, there's a huge amount of information available, books, DVDs, videos, golf lessons, playing partners. So you would think with all of these advances that golfers would improve. But the reality is they're not improving. Over the last few years, the average handicap has only come down by a very small amount, and yet there's golfers out there working and practicing every day to get better. So from my experience, there's a huge amount of information, but the one key concept is what we call the reactive cycle. Most of the time, the world over, all golfers are trying to do is correct the last mistake they made. This is what we call the reactive cycle.
So what would you rather have them do than react to the bad shot that they hit?
Well, the method that we use, that we developed in our time at the Institute of Sport, is what we call the improvement cycle. Now, the improvement cycle is a much more structured approach to learning golf. It's still fun. It's not like going to school and having to do your homework, but the reason it's fun is because golfers genuinely improve. The improvement cycle is quite simple. First, we make an accurate assessment of what we need to improve. Then we set a realistic goal of what we can improve in a set time frame, and then we put specific activities in place based on the person's available time and ability that they can practice. And then after that set time, generally we work on about a 1 month improvement cycle, they come back and reassess. Now, assuming that we might only have a 1% improvement every time we do an improvement cycle, if we do 12 of those a year, well, mathematically it adds up to quite a significant improvement.
Well, Steve, we see with a lot of the players that have come out of your VIS golf program, we find that they're complete golfers. They're not just very good technicians, but they're actually very strong in the mental game, the physical game, and the strategic game. Regarding the mental game, what is the most important mental skill that a golfer can have?
Well, I think there's only one. I've had quite a few arguments with my peers and fellow coaches in different sports, but I believe if a golfer has confidence, most of the other mental skills that we have to work on are really byproducts or symptoms of lack of confidence. So I've developed a program along with Dale Lynch on teaching golfers confidence. Quite simply, I see confidence as knowing you can do something based on having experienced it beforehand. So if you're prepared correctly and you know you can do something, you will have confidence. There's a couple of other things that are similar to confidence. One is optimism, and one is faith. But both of those don't have the actual experience of doing something behind it. Confidence is knowing you can do something based on practice and preparation, and that you know that you can actually achieve that. So we've developed a thing called a confidence cycle, and it's quite simply this. 30% of confidence is made up from technique, 30% is made up of skill, what that technique can do, draws, fades, straight, high, low. Then the next 30% is developing confidence through testing it, putting it under pressure. So we do have a document out and a training program called the Confidence Cycle, and once golfers go through this, then they can actually take the confidence they learn in practice to the golf course. Now, 30, 30, 30 only adds up to 90. The last 10% is execution in competition.
I see. So now we know about the improvement cycle, we know about the confidence cycle, and we know about the cycle that we have to avoid, which is the reactive cycle. What's the next step for a person to take?
Well, the next step, I'm travelling all over the world working with the players that I work, as is Dale Lynch, and many of my students would love to spend more time with me. So Dale and I, along with Gio Valianti and Vern McMillan, we've put together puregolftraining.com, which is our online website, and all of our training programs in physical, technical, mental and strategic are actually now available online. We've just produced a document called Why Aren't Golfers Improving? I recommend that everybody downloads that from puregolftraining.com, and then the next step is let's get started with the improvement cycle and improving golfers' golf game.
Well, Steve, thanks for that. I think a lot of golfers are really going to find this document quite revealing, and it's going to really help their golf game, so thank you.
Thank you.